This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Alright, Shalom, this is the brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with another quick lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end. And to the few sincere Akwak that are diligently learning in silence, Shalom. And with this lesson, hey, we're just going to get on the times we're living in. Apostle Tahar's deemed 2024 the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And since this year started, hey, it's just been one event after another. And the main thing right now, well, one of the main things is what? This whole migrant situation that's taking place. A lot of them people coming across the border ain't just Northern Kingdom looking for a better life. A lot of them are gang members, cartel, sleeper cells, military, etc., etc.
Nice. Venezuelan prisoners.
Yeah, because I just did a video last night on that, man. Right? And the brother said everybody that's coming over here ain't looking for, all right, a piece of the pot. A lot of them over here to cause havoc and utter destruction, man. You know, I was letting the brother listen to a video as we was coming to the spot out here to do a video. That the ones that's coming over here, they ain't catching them. They got Wi-Fi, jammers. They doing criminal rings of burglarizing.
They're tracking people to get their movements, looking at their alarm system, so when they make their move,
shutting it all off, man.
No problems.
Can't even call nobody on the phone. Where they getting this equipment into this jam Wi-Fi, jam the phones up, man. Right? Up and down in New York, Philly, LA, it ain't caught ISIS members. They got the cartels down in Gulfport region of Mississippi. All right? This is how it is.
And I believe, actually, we'll get that Jeremiah 51 verse. And I think it was in San Antonio, so it was definitely in Texas, at an Army or National Guard base. There were some people that pulled up and just started firing on the base and the troops. And then a couple of months ago, you had, I think he might have been a general or a major in the special forces. He, some Uzbekistani guys were taking pictures by his house, and he fired at them. So Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi is setting up Babylon the Great, which is the biblical name America, for the kill. And these migrants, whatever affiliation they may have coming across the border, are going to be some of the main people that are going to be getting into the action on these streets.
So Jeremiah 51 and what?
You're going to start at verse 12 and read down to 14.
Verse 12, set the standard upon the walls of Babylon, all right? Make the watch strong. Set the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. For the Lord has both devised and done that which he has spoken against the inhabitants of Babylon.
And Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi is definitely setting up the ambushes for Babylon. These migrants coming across the border. One thing the elder brother always goes into is that a lot of them have the same thing to say. We're just waiting to get that call. What call are they waiting to get? Hey, to enact chaos on these streets. And then in a lot of cases, the law enforcement, they'll just let them do whatever they want. And then they're getting money from the government, to live comfortably. So it's like they're an army that's getting fed and taken care of, just waiting to get their marching orders.
Yeah, because the video I let you see, that police officer from Florida, he was getting on ICE and Homeland Security, and with the other one, U.S. Border Patrol. He was getting on their ass, man. He said it's like hands off. You can't do them shit. One of them, he accrued a bond that was $5.6 million, and he still wound up getting out. And he said, "Who's fronted the bit? Who got him out?" Because you have to pay a tenth of that, right? That's like $500,000 and some dollars, right?
Fucking right.
I think every bond is like a tenth.
10% of
10% what it is. So that's like $500,000. Who fronted that? put him on the ankle monitor, they cut it off, he's gone. He's a ghost again. You know, and this is what's going on here, man. All right, and it says, for the Lord has both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters. It says, abundant, what is? Abundant in treasures, thy end is come in the measure of thy covetousness.
And you know, that many waters goes into many peoples, as it says in Revelation 17. America's known as that melting pot, but this melting pot's about to boil over because these many waters coming in. Hey, was it saying Isaiah 59, when the enemy shall come in like a flood? A lot of that enemy coming in, that's going to be coming against, you know, not just these American citizens, but they're going to be a part of those madmen coming against you, Jakes, in 2 Ezra 16. They're going to be these migrants coming across the border. Because what's one thing they always say about the troops over in America? They wouldn't fire on their own citizens.
And that's another thing I want to say earlier, what this brother said about the green light. Now, 3 days ago in New York, 2 officers got shot by a so-called migrant that was riding on a moped in the bike lane, and they just try to tell him, hey, you can't go that way, up the wrong way. You got to go this way. And he wound up shooting 2 cops and hurting them real bad. And then when they got him in jail, he said, yeah, I was told to shoot on cops by a higher
By
power.
these mysterious benefactors.
Yeah, they said I was told to shoot at cops, man.
And then the other week, you had a Edomite family. You know, they were barbecuing in their backyard, and they said he might have been Venezuelan. He was Northern Kingdom. He just walked in the backyard with a AK, ready to shoot. But the Edomite dad wrestled it from him, shot him. The dad got arrested, and then when they were asking the migrant, "Why are you doing this?" And he said, "Well, when they told me to come to America, they told me to do stuff like this. This was one of my prerequisites to come to America."
And who that may be, that's the George Zorros of these elites, man.
The Red Childs, the Red
Child,
Shields.
yeah, that's them telling them to do this shit, man. And all right, and like we always say, man, a great purge is gonna come to this. The way you watch the purge and how messed up in people's head, how people are messed up in the head on them different movies, so it's gonna be over here.
Hey, even though it was they called them tourists and they were European Edomites in that purge election year, there was a scene where they had people coming to, like, oh, we're purge tourists. Yeah. We're coming to America to, you know,
to get it on.
Mm-hmm.
If I could add, there's an agenda that the elites want to push, which is what? All the Al-Qaeda.
Right.
Which is the what? Further their agenda on things. Because again, there's nothing to raise the people up. And the scriptures say that Judah shall be roused up. Right. Along with what? The other nations. Y'all got it.
And brothers have been making beautiful points. They got an open border right now. What could that lead to? Oh, let's make a digital border. We can't catch everybody coming through. So if we get people with digital IDs.
That's Jake right there.
So if we get people with digital IDs, what? Then we can scan everybody coming across. So what would that lead to? We need identification to see whether you're actually a citizen or whether you're a legal immigrant, a domestic T, whatever. And then, as the brother was saying, order at chaos. All this chaos being created, all these crimes taking place. What does that mean? We need more draconian measures out here. We need more troops on the streets. You know, all that. This devil, you know, as it says in 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Then the Schwab guy says you can best believe some event gonna happen.
A group of shock events right before the election.
Right. I got this so we can hurry up. This is Matthew chapter 24, verses 13. It says, verses 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And when you go into that word iniquity in the Strongs, it pretty much talks about a state of lawlessness and people, you know, having contempt of the law. And that's ultimately talking about the laws, statutes, and commandments. But, you know, in these times we're living in, people, and we can already see it, have contempt of the laws of their own governments. Hence why you're seeing all this crime take place. And then what did you have during those George Floyd protests? A call for defunding the police. And a lot of police, you know, left the force, so there's nobody to enforce the laws, so people have free reign to pretty much do what they want.
And we go one more. It says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
And who's that? when you go in that second Esdras 16, it's like, hey, though they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, then shall they be known who are my chosen, because I will bring you through these terrible times. Roughly paraphrasing, that's talking about the elect who are doing whatever they can right now to, you know, stain the good graces of their power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So that standard will be set up for them when, you know, that enemy comes in like a flood, as it says in Revelation 12 verse 12, when the devil, Esau, you know, specifically these elites, come down in great wrath.
You want to cut it?
We can cut it in that 50, back in that 51. You need to read one more verse.
And what it was?
Jeremiah 51 and 14.
Yeah, Jeremiah 51 and 14. And it says, and the Lord of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee.
As it says, Yahweh of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars. As we can see, the borders are wide open, and I think last they said at least 35 million, you know, migrants have crossed the border, and that's just them giving numbers. Best believe it's much more than that, and as we speak, many more are coming across.
What's the job of a caterpillar to a crop? It just eats and tears through every damn thing, man. All the vegetation, all of the different little small resources of the insects, it just eats everything.
It's a cankerworm.
Yeah, it's like a cankerworm, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plague.
It's like a plague to crops, and that's what these migrants, that's what all these Pakistanis, gypsies, all type of shit is over here. And what they're doing, it's eating the rest of the last few crops of Babylon the Great. All right, they got, and I can show it. They got reports of migrants coming over here and got $14,000 of food stamps, man. With $5,000, they can take off and turn into cash.
Yeah, free government, free housing assistance too.
Yeah,
just
car,
putting them in houses, cars.
Everything.
Yeah.
And my man Mike Adams put out there. They got everything set up. These elites got everything set. They told them what to do when they get over here. They got a phone. The phones that they have is set to track them.
Yeah, it's governmental.
It's government phones that's tracking them, and they all their whereabouts. All right. They giving them aid, cars, food, you name it, man.
Housing
and weapons.
Yeah, and weapons. And then the motherfucker across the street there's across the street from me. They making groceries, big groceries every day. Every day. And they ain't missing a meal. And they proud too, boy. Go ahead.
And it said, what does it say up in verse 13? Thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures. And those caterpillars are eating up these treasures right now. What they're giving them all this money, which is hyperinflating it, which is just making it worse for everybody out here. Because that plays into another order out of chaos. Let's crash this economy as fast as possible to bring in that new digital one.
That's right.
And as it said at the end, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. And hey, they're shouting right now, and that roar is going to get louder and louder. You know, until they get this call, until society just completely collapses.
How most wars were started? It was started with a shout. Ah! You hear the two armies a clash in a roar and start getting it on, man. And that's what's happening here. Go ahead.
Well, in Israel, I don't know if y'all brothers saw that article. I think I put it in the WhatsApp, maybe not. But Israel have sounded the silver trumpet. This is the first time. You seen it? Mm-hmm. Okay, Khan, this is the first time that ever been sounded. You can speak on it, bro.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, it's the first time a silver trumpet has ever been sounded in what, 2000? I forgot how many years or something like that. But it's it's an alarm for war to let everybody know what war is going on.
And what's getting ready to come up?
Yep.
The blowing of the trumpets.
The blowing of the trumpets. that's spiritual.
Yeah, you know, they ain't gutter rats. But what's the main thing to sound off war? That trumpet go off.
The trumpet.
Boom, 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 boom. And everybody shout and go to war, man.
It's a war sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's on, man.
But a lot of people, what's it saying, 1 Corinthians 14, about if you blow that uncertain sound, people won't know what's going on. Well, you're having that right trumpet sound being blown right now. The lamentations, mournings, and woes. But it's up to you, you Israelites out there, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that come across this lesson, whether you're going to hear or forbear.
Yeah, and like the brother says, it's up to you to hit the sound of the alarm. If you don't hit the alarm, you get got, man. Like if an alarm was going off right now saying a tsunami was coming or a tornado or a hurricane, if you don't hear it and you ain't get out of here, what's gonna happen? You possibly gonna die, man.
Yep.
You know?
But the Lord saying in that Jeremiah 51, I've set up the ambushes.
Right.
And when you ambush, you're taken unawares.
He piped, but they not dancing. He's piping.
You can cut it off.
Okay. So with that, we hope you sincere, Akim and Akwath, were edified by this lesson. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors
to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim, out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end. Ababa Ball,
Baba Ba,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwame Chala,
Shalom.
Shalom.